You walk in tired and hungry, one bad dinner away from losing it. You don't like to cook. You don't want more takeout. You just want something good. That's why there's Dish by Blue Apron. Pre-made meals with at least 20 grams of protein and no artificial flavors or colors. From fridge to fork in 5 minutes or less. Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
No breaks, no fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
Coming up on No Breaks, No Fear, reaction from the Hydroscand Arena. It's Advantage, the Ipswich Witches, just in the ROWE Motor All Premiership Playoff Grand Final. Reaction, we'll hear from riders and team managers. We'll also hear from Ace Pijper in part 2. He's the reigning under-19 British champion. That is up for grabs this Saturday at Workington. And we'll hear from him as well because he's also going to be involved in the thick of it for the Redcar Bears, who are battling for some silverware against the Poole Pirates. It's the Knockout Cup final this week in the CabDirect Championship. Plus, we'll look ahead to the Grand Final in the Championship as well in the league. We know it'll be the Poole Pirates and the Glasgow Tigers going for the top prize of being the CabDirect Championship champions. We'll hear from likes of Leon Flints, we'll hear from Max Perry and Chris Harris, plus Gary Havelock, team manager of the Poole Pirates as well. All on the way on No Breaks, No Fear.
No breaks, no fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
Starting then at the Hydroscand Arena, where the Ipswich Witches seized the initiative in the ROWE Motor All Premiership Grand Final with a 47-43 win at Leicester to put themselves in the driving seat at the halfway stage.
A maximum score in the Heat 15 for the Lions, and fans are loving it. And can they believe now? They've been up against it throughout the evening without doubt. But Douglas and Fricke producing the massive 5-1 and closed the deficit just down to 4 points.
Well, the Witches overcame the loss of Adam Ellis in a Heat 3 crash to control long stages of the first leg, despite going 4 points down when conceding a 5-1 in that incident. They responded with 2 maximums of their own to take the lead, and whilst the Lions clawed things back to level at 27 points apiece, the visitors then secured 4 4-2s in the next 5 races, as they threatened to build a significant margin of victory. But a dramatic Heat 15 saw the previously unbeaten Emil Sayfutdinov disqualified for bringing down home man Ryan Douglas, who then combined with Max Fricke for a 5-1 over Jason Doyle to bring the margin back to 4 points. Emil scored 11+1 for the Witches, with Tom Brennan on 9, contributing 2 vital race wins, and reserves Dan Thompson and Jason Edwards crucially collected 14, paid 17 between them, with Adam Ellis ruled out. Let's get some reaction right now. We'll hear from the 2 team managers in a moment, but first of all, let's hear from the rider of the night, Emil Sayfutdinov, with Scott Nichols.
Emil, fantastic night's racing from you. A little bit of an unfortunate last race, but up until then was perfect.
Yeah, that's what's the race, but it's 100% this was my fault, because I tried to find this small, to be honest, like narrow line, which one is to get me acceleration, but
Dougie was in your way.
Dougie was, is like stopping, and I've been in back, so I just touched him and then we crashed. So that's it was my fault, and yes. Anyway, just we have a good meeting and we have 4 points, and I think we bring it home.
It'll be good, and obviously that line worked so well in Heat 13, I think it was, when you passed Max Fricke. But also, you finished in Poland, your team won the championship there, which is great. Do you feel a lot of the pressure is off you now to compete in England?
I always try to be focused and concentrated. It doesn't matter what meeting. So we did in Poland, and it's that's what we come this year, and to try to win Premier League. So everything is our hand, and I hope in home we just try to bring that, and we well deserve it for that. Especially the club, it's like reading today in about 27 years is not being gold medal. So I try to do everything to help the team, and together to try to be in history with the club. So so cross the finger, it's for us, and see you Thursday.
Yeah, Emil Sayfutdinov certainly was on his very best form in that meeting, aside that little spill in Heat 15. But a terrific battle as well in Heat 13 between Emil Sayfutdinov and Max Fricke. And Sayfutdinov getting the better of Max Fricke in the closing stages of that thrilling race in Heat 13. We're going to hear from Max Fricke, who was the top scorer for the Leicester Lions. He's with Abby Stevens from TNT Sports.
Yeah, we need to try and bring that back as close as we could. Going to Ipswich on Thursday, we've got a big mountain to climb, but being away there, they're very good on their home track. So we need to bring our A game again on Thursday, because it's not going to be easy.
You have won there this season, but like you say, they are strong on home turf. You battle hard tonight. Actually, Stewart Dickson was really great in his interview. He was just like, you came up against a really solid team. What will you say to the boys from now until Thursday?
I think all of us would just go back, put in some work, make sure the bikes, everything are ready, bring their best self on Thursday.
And we'll turn our attention to that, but just a quick word, congratulations on the wildcard for the Grand Prix next year.
Thank you. It's nice to be back in. Of course, we would have liked to qualify. We just missed out, but I'm grateful for a wildcard and ready to come back and give it my all again next year.
Yeah, well done to Max Fricke getting that wild card for the Speedway Grand Prix Series as well. Not the only one in that lineup from the playoff final as well, because Jason Doyle also back in the Speedway Grand Prix Series for 2026, as is Ty Woffenden, which is certainly a big announcement, bit of a surprise one, but nonetheless, 3 riders from the British Speedway scene heading to the Grand Prix Series for 2026. Let's get some reaction now from the team managers. Stewart Dickson, well, he'll be frustrated because certainly it could have been worse, but it certainly could have been better. He's been speaking to Dave Rowe.
Stewart, it's not quite the outcome you wanted, and there's no one reason for that, because Ipswich are a good side as well. But I guess the Heat 15 does give you a big boost at the end. It does, definitely. The fact it's 4, it could have been a lot worse. We could have been staying at 12 if they'd got 5-1 in Heat 15. I'll no sugarcoat it. We've lost the home leg, something that I wanted to avoid. But as you rightly said, they're a good team. We need to go there and almost do the impossible. You know what I mean? Can we do it? Of course we can. I mean, we've won there before. Sheffield won there a couple of weeks ago with 4 points. So, but it's going to be a big task. Let's be honest. If I was in their position, I'd be a lot happier in the position that we're in at the moment. But we will give it a go. Yes. Obviously, they lost Adam Ellis in Heat 3. You got a 5-1 awarded, and probably an important part of the tie was when they hit straight back with 2 5-1s on the bounce that really took any momentum out of your sails. They did. We wish Adam Ellis all the best. It looked a nasty crash. I hope he's okay. He's a nice lad. It's a shame. I did say pre-final that I didn't want any riders to get injured. 2 good tracks and riders to come through it. As I say, we wish him our best. It shows you how good they are. They covered for him. They covered well for him. Ritchie Hawkins done his jobs, brought in his reserves to cover, and it shows you the strength and depth of them. But as I say, we send them our best, and hopefully he's not as bad. He's not too bad, yeah. A few interesting first turns and refereeing decisions. There was one where Dan Thompson was excluded, and then when Danny King came back in. I think you'd made the gate in the first staging of that one. Is it swings and roundabouts, or have you got anything to be unhappy about? No, I don't think so. Kyle, we kind of thought that Dan Thompson, there was no contact sort of thing. The Danny King one, I couldn't really see. There was a lot of races when you get 4 riders heading for the same area at the track. I don't have any concerns or anything with the referee. The bottom line is he made his calls. As you said, we were on a 5-1 on the first run, and when I think Dan fell off, and then he got 4-2. But that happens in Speedway. But it's not for me to grumble about that. That would be taken away from Ipswich, who were the better team on the night. We hope to be the better team on Thursday night. That's the plan. So what do you say before Thursday, or do you leave it now until Thursday before you have a real chat and say, well, we've got one final chance here? When you say the impossible, but 4 points, anything can happen. It can. I'll leave it tomorrow. Just leave it tomorrow. I think it's best to do that. I think maybe pick it back up again on Wednesday, and we'll start getting the WhatsApp messages flirting around the group again and see where we go. We will go there, and give us, as you say, it's 4 points. We go off to a good start. You just never know. I'd like to be able to go off to a good start and put them under a little bit of pressure just to see how they deal with it. But I'm under no illusions just how tough it's going to be. I expect a tough night there on Thursday. My boys will really need to step up to the mark and show what they're made of.
but it's something they're capable of doing, yeah.
Just finally, what a great crowd here. Biggest crowd we've seen, I think, certainly since you've been here, and for a long, long time. Great atmosphere, and, you know, shows the sport is alive and kicking.
Yeah, when I look at that, it's a consolation, you know, for losing the meeting. When I look around the stadium, it's something to be very proud of. Myself, Jen Crossland, Paul Cairns, we've all worked very hard, the riders, for their effort all season to get us to the final. So there's some, you know, there's a little bit of bright spot in that, I suppose, but ultimately when you get the final you want to win it. The crowds are there, but it was a fantastic crowd, great atmosphere. I'm sure Ipswich will be the same.
Thanks, Stuart. See you Thursday. Thank you. Cheers.
Certainly sends up a fantastic second leg on Thursday back at Vauxhall. Incidentally, the Ipswich Witches were beaten by the Leicester Lions by 4 points earlier in the season. So the Leicester Lions know it can be done, and that is certainly something that Ritchie Hawkins will be guarded against as well. He's been speaking to Dave Rowe.
Ritchie, very eventful meeting. I'm sure you'd have taken a 4-point lead, though, back to Vauxhall.
Yeah, at the start of the meeting, I guess, certainly after we lost Adam, I thought we could win here tonight. They've done it, but we're fully aware Leicester can win on Thursday at ours. They have done this year already, I think. Yeah, kind of proper battle like I expected, proper playoff final, playoff speedway, and yeah, great meeting. Ready for a little lie down, and we'll go again Thursday.
What's the situation with Adam, first of all?
I'm going to hospital now, and then I'll find out. So, yeah, obviously he's in pain and stuff. So we'll see then. I don't really know too many details.
Okay. Emil's not had, by his very, very high standards, the best of the season in the UK. But my word, that was Emil, top class Emil here tonight.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I did say to Chris, I think when we were at Sheffield last week, that I thought Emil will get 13 tonight and be very good, but he just didn't quite missed out on that with the last one. But yeah, he was. He's a world class mate. He's one of the best riders in the world. I know we don't get to see him on the world stage, but he's still one of the top riders in the world, and that's what they do. And meetings like this is when they step up. Every time we've actually needed him this year, he's been there. He might have had a bit of a tough year and spent a lot of time messing around with machinery and stuff, but every time we've needed him, Emil's performed, and he certainly did again tonight, and I'd expect him to do Thursday.
We talked about Tom Brennan before the meeting after his crash yesterday, but he also came up with a couple of big rides, and when a rider of his calibre beats Max Fricke mid-meeting, that must send confidence to the whole team.
Yeah, I thought Tom was really good. He is good round here. He's having a great year for us as well. I think he's been brilliant. Great addition to the sides. He was a bit, after his second ride, a bit angry, but he'd had probably the worst gates. And I said, mate, you're quick enough, you're going to have 2 wins now. And he went and done it, and he was there. That step up from him really helped. The reserve performance was amazing. Every rider's contributed, and like Danny stepped up in one race, had a great heat when we really needed it, just to keep the momentum in our way. But heat 15 is a big result for them, keeps it really, really close. I think, you know, even Stevens really going into Thursday. We've got our noses in front, but we're certainly miles off the job being done, and we need the same level of commitment, same determination, same battling qualities we showed tonight, because I think we didn't get a run with the ref. We had a lot of decisions sort of go against us really. Anything 50-50 didn't, but we've battled through it.
That was my next question, and probably final question. A couple of first bend incidents. Obviously, you saw Dan Thompson excluded. Then Danny King came down. Emil excluded in heat 15. Were there any views on decisions?
I can't work the Dan Thompson one out. I thought that was clear the case of unsatisfactory start, and like the first bend, the classic speedway one. Then, to be honest, if you're going to exclude Dan for that, how can you leave Danny in heat when he come off? Because Dan got a far worse end of the first bend than Danny did. So I would say he got both of them the wrong way around, even though one's in our favour. Heat 15, yeah, I think I did ask him to look at whether Dougie went over the white line, but he wouldn't. Awarded a race on 2 laps, which you can do, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I didn't think he had the best night, but there you go. We kind of a lot better than last year.
Just finally, you've emerged now from Leicester, still very much in the hunt. Well, you've got a lead to take back home on Thursday. So is it now about handling the pressure, handling the occasion, and making sure you don't do anything wrong on your home track? Yeah, we need to. Well, I think home track, not so much in this fixture. I think that's why it makes it such an intriguing and great playoff final, that both sides are very good on each other's tracks. We're very good here. We've got, you look at our record here, it's the last few years,
it's our best away track by far, so that is an outstanding record. So, and they're very good at ours, the same as Wolves were, which is mainly the same team. So, yeah, it's going to be another great meeting on Thursday, and hopefully everyone comes and backs it, watch it on the telly, and it'll be a great night.
Thanks, Ritchie. We look forward to it. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, thank you.
So just 4 points separate the Ipswich Witches and the Leicester Lions heading into the second leg of the Premiership playoff final. It's happening on Thursday night at Vauxhall Stadium. Of course, get there if you can. It will be an electric atmosphere. If you're not able to get there, of course, coverage will be live on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus on Thursday evening. But silverware will be won, and a 4-point advantage that can be wiped out as soon as heat number 1, potentially. Here are the teams then for that clash. Emil Sayfutdinov will be continuing at number 1, Danny King at 2, Tom Brennan 3. Adam Ellis is confirmed to be out of the lineup at this moment in time. At time of recording, that will be either a guest or rider replacement. That is TBC at this moment in time. Jason Doyle at 5, Dan Thompson 6, Jason Edwards at 7. And for the Leicester Lions, Max Fricke at 1, Luke Becker 2, Ryan Douglas at 3, Kyle Howarth at 4, Sam Masters 5, Drew Kemp at 6 and Joe Thompson at 7 as the rising star. So good luck to both teams. Hopefully it sets up another classic encounter, and may the best team win. We'll be back with another episode later this week with all the reaction on that. Coming up then on No Breaks, No Fear, we will turn our attention to what's happening in the CabDirect Championship. There's lots of silverware still to be won at that level of speedway. All 3 titles are yet to be claimed. One of them is going to be settled in the next few days because the MaxiCab Knockout Cup Final is taking place between the Poole Pirates and the Redcar Bears on Wednesday and Friday. We also now know the finalists for the league as well. Unfortunately, that won't be the Redcar Bears. They were defeated by the Pirates, so Poole and Glasgow contesting the league grand final. And the BSN series are still to be sorted out too. Plus, we have the British Under-19 Championship taking place at Workington on Saturday. So no shortage of silverware being flown around in British Speedway this week. And in the next part of No Breaks, No Fear, we have the current Under-19 British champion with us, Ace Pijper, who also will be involved with Redcar Bears as well in that Knockout Cup final too. All on the way next here on No Breaks, No Fear.
No Breaks, No Fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
This is No Breaks, No Fear, the official British Speedway podcast. We are in the back end of the season now, which means nothing but cup finals and championships to be decided. And one of those, of course, will be the Under-19 Championship, which takes place at Workington on Saturday. It's a packed lineup, and the reigning champion is with us right now in Ace Pijper. Hiya, Ace. Obviously, it was a bit of an unusual one, wasn't it? Thinking back last year, which must seem quite a while ago now, and it was all settled before the end of the meeting with the rain coming down, but you are the reigning Under-19 champion. How's the year been for you as the champ?
Yeah, you know, it was a bit of a lucky one last year, having it rained off, but you know what, I'd say you got to be in it to win it, and I was. So yeah, no, it wasn't too bad, and season's been okay. You know, it started a wee bit slow, and it's kind of picking up and now again, and last weekend wasn't too good, but you know we'll fix it from there and finish up strong.
Yeah, I think overall you've shown improvement, haven't you? I remember talking to you at the end of last year, I think, when you were announced to be riding for Redcar, and you felt that you had improvement in you, and you know, you could further kick on a notch or two in the sport in this year. And I think you have done that. You know, you've consistently improved your average, and you've had some big performances that, well, let's be honest, have seen Redcar to the final stages of all 3 tournaments.
Yeah, well, the consistent part is what I want to carry on. You know, the big scores now and again. I would say it's just how I was feeling that day. But you know, I wouldn't mind to finish on big days like that. But just stay consistent and stay fit, and then a big winner to go ahead, and next year can hopefully start there and finish higher as well.
Let's talk about Redcar's week gone by, and obviously at the time of recording this on Tuesday morning, you've got a couple of big meetings ahead. But first of all, looking back at that second leg of the semi-final for the championship playoffs on Sunday, it didn't go to plan, really, did it? And a bit of an unfortunate start, I think, for Redcar as a whole. Danny King getting excluded, but yourself also finding yourself on I don't know, was it the wrong end of a decision, do you feel, in that second heat when you're excluded in that first Ben bunching?
It was a bit of a tricky one, I thought, it was a wee bit harsh on me, but the referee does what he wants to do, and you can never beat him. So next time I just maybe need to, not run out of room and maybe try and avoid getting touched. But it wasn't really the best meeting for all of us, and we know we can do a lot better than that. So KO Cup time now, and we're starting fresh. So get our heads down, and then we should hopefully manage to get 2 more trophies out of it, which would be great.
Do you feel that the conditions were maybe a little bit different to what you were used to on Sunday? Because it did seem to be fairly greasy. Gavin Parr commented it was maybe fairly greasy, the first few heats at least, until things turned over. But that's where that sort of initial advantage for Poole, they got up to 6 or 12 points further ahead in that early part of the meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Before I arrived early and tried to look good, but then obviously it was going to be a cold and damp night, and I think it was just a wee bit overwatered at the start of the meeting, and then it kind of set it up for Poole a wee bit as they have it quite greasy as well. So it's just the track was a wee bit different, but we can't complain. We weren't making the starts that they were making, and that was winning half the battle. So but when the track came a wee bit better, then we started coming in with the scores. But we just need to start from the start this time and make some better gates.
And you have that immediate chance to sort of get revenge, and I think Poole will be, they've said in interviews, they are guarded against a wounded animal in the wounded bear, and Redcar going to Wimborne Road on Wednesday. Obviously, you held them to a 6-point deficit. It's going to be another second leg at the Echo Arena on Friday, so again another chance to go down there and give them a good battle. And you were one of the riders who actually helped Redcar keep it so tight in that first leg of the league playoff, and now looking ahead to the KO Cup.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have that bad of a meeting going there last time. I quite like Poole, so I was just I made 2 good gates and then I won the 2 heats, but I just need to make 4 good gates and then win 4 heats or something along those lines. And but we got really nothing to lose, and we're twice as hungry now because we kind of missed out on Sunday. So we're gonna go there guns blazing, and it should be a good one.
You went out and won your, the 2 heats really where you would be maybe fancied in. It was Heat 2, wasn't it, and Heat 8, which are sort of the more reserve-based heats or second-string-based heats in the case of Heat number 8, and 5-1s in both of those, and those proved to be the crucial heats really for Redcar in that first leg back at Wimborne Road last time out.
Yeah, well, we were saying before Heat 8 that if we got a 5-1, then it would kind of get us a bit closer, and Heat 8 is always normally a crucial heat for us and everywhere. So as long as me and Jake would have made them gates, which we did, and rode it through, it should be. It was good, and Heat 2 too. Me and Jody were out the gates again, and I just need to. To be honest, we just need to kind of keep our heads down and not to get carried away after some 5-1s, and it should be all right.
Yeah, and so it is the Knockout Cup. Poole, of course, the reigning champions of everything, really. And they'll be welcoming Richard Lawson back into the lineup. A couple of changes for Redcar, with Jake Allen once again coming back into the side, and he was top scorer at Redcar on Sunday in that fixture. And also Daryl Ritchings joining you at reserve, and that's interesting because Daryl Ritchings, of course, has spent time as a Poole Pirate earlier this season as well. So maybe a bit of inside knowledge there in the reserve berths.
Yeah, it seemed when we heard we were going to get him as a guest, he rode there for most of the year, and he knows, and he beat me around there too, so he can show me the way around or help out the team a bit with setups and stuff. And but Jake Allen, big player, helped us a lot so far, and he's been really well guessing for us. So hopefully we should get some big points out of these boys.
And it's a bit of a shame, isn't it, that you're going to be without Jody Scott as well for the return leg on Friday. I think his concussion time on the sideline ends at the weekend, so just misses out by a couple of dates. So we'll be back for the BSN Series clash on Sunday, I believe. But he's been a hard role to fill at number 6.
Yeah, he started off, as soon as he came in the team, he started off with scoring some big points, and he's been carrying it through pretty well. So it was a shame that he had that nasty fall at Oxford after he had that excellent heat win. But we'll be missing him, and hopefully on Sunday we can be back full strength. And it will be good to have him back.
And Danny King as well for the Redcar Bears. I know he didn't win a heat when you were there last time at Wimborne Road, but he still ended up being top scorer without winning a heat, which shows how consistent he was. But there's probably not many people who know that Wimborne Road circuit better than him. So you must feel that you do have this sort of not home track advantage as such, but a home track knowledge to show you the little quirks of that Wimborne Road track, which it can be different. Even I'm told, depending on what the tide level is like. If the tide is in, the track is different from when the tide's out. It's little things like that.
Yeah, no, it's a tricky track to go to as an away rider. It's always quite difficult to ride, and with Danny there, it helps because I had a good heat 2, and then heat 4 didn't go too well, and he gave me some tips, good setups, and then I'll obviously go out and win heat 8. So having that as well on your side just makes your life so much easier to go there, and because I don't think it's where everybody enjoys to go most of the time.
And then you've got this battle with Glasgow, of course, maybe a bit of an extra personal level with that there, but you must feel that you have put pay to some of the doubters regarding yourself in Speedway this season with some of your performances this year.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say there's really too big of a rivalry going on. It's just I want to, after they let me go, I just want to, prove my point that I can score some points and I can stay consistent when heats, and it's always good if you go back to your home track, your ex-home track, and win your first heat. That was a good boost, and then obviously scoring there too, and it's just always scoring against them. Or even winning over a day or 2 legs, it's always a great boost, because you wanna go out and prove yourself to them and yourself too. So it's quite a good thing, but not too much rivalry, I would say.
Well, speaking of former home tracks, you're also a former Workington rider as well in the National League, and on Saturday it's the Under-19 Championship. Again, as we touched on earlier, you are the reigning champ, but it's quite a packed lineup, isn't it? I'll just quickly run through it, but Luke Harrison, this is draw order as well, so number 1 is Luke Harrison, Ryan Ingram at 2, Ace Pijper 3, Jamie Etherington 4, so that'll be heat number 1. Number 5, Will Cairns, Ben Trigger 6, Sam McGurk 7, Freddie Hodder 8, that'll be your second heat. Max Perry at 9, Jody Scott 10, Cooper Russian 11, and Steam Piper 12. And then it's Vinnie Ford, Charlie Southwick, Geordie Loftus, and Ashton Vale. The reserves will be Harry Fletcher and Lee Harrison. So you're out in heat number 1, Ace, as your title defence comes up on Saturday. But quite a talented lineup there. People say there's no riders coming through in the youth ranks, but you look at that lineup there, and all of those riders, bar a few, are a racing championship at the very least.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough one, even for myself. There's some good ones, Cooper Russian and all of them coming through, and they've been doing some solid scores in the National League too. So I just got to kind of, keep it level head, and hopefully I can get a double, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
And you are out in heat number 1, which obviously gives you no real track advantage or seeing how other people have gone, I guess. But hopefully the weather's going to be fine. But in individual competitions, a good start is more important than normal, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And heat 1, if you pop out that gate and just get to the curb as quick as you can, then there shouldn't be anybody coming around you or on the inside. So I don't even know what gate I'll have, but I know I'll make the gate, and I'll just stick around the pole line for 4 laps, and then first heat is gone with a win, and it sets you up for the rest of the night. So yeah, just a few wins and a few steady races, and hopefully I can be on the rostrum again.
I would reckon that you'll be off gate number 3 because you're number 3. So
maybe then, yeah.
That'll be it, won't it? So yeah, which I think at Workington, the dirt line takes a little while to build up, doesn't it? So often some riders might go for the outside blast early on, and often I think at Workington the inside line's the place to be early on.
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, pretty much everywhere is in the first 4 heats around the inside, but especially Workington because it's quite slick normally and it's quite flat too, not much banking. So I kind of, maybe after a few heats there might be a bit of a dirt line, and I know for myself riding there, it's not really the biggest dirt line you could have. So inside is definitely the way to go, pretty much the whole meeting. But set the bike up for the curb and make some starts is most important.
Busy time for the Pipers though as well, because your younger brother Steen is riding as well. He's coming through the ranks too, so you will be meeting him at some point during that meeting.
Yeah, it's good, you know. Well, maybe not so good for my mum, but when me and Steen are on track, it's quite funny. Well, quite fun too, because you know I know somebody who's not just gonna completely run straight through the side of me, and I wouldn't do it to him, and I want him to beat me, but I'm not gonna let him do it easily, if you know what I mean. So it's good for Steen too coming up. He's going well this year, and yeah, I had a nasty crash at Plymouth on the 21 qualifier, and it kind of set him back a wee bit. And we're just trying to build up his confidence again, and hopefully he can come back just as strong as he was before.
And so is your old man on the spanners for both of you, or is he like picking a favourite?
I'm not too sure. Normally he does a bit of both, and I do a bit of my own stuff too. So I don't know. We'll see. I think he'll help both.
Well, he gets involved everywhere, doesn't he? We see him on BSN, and he's like, he's got a spanner in his hand, and he's, helping whoever needs it, because that. But that's it. Again, going back to Redcar, that's that sort of the team spirit, isn't it? Everybody getting involved when the chips are down and help's needed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know from ourselves that it's so much better if there's somebody else there. They're trying to help in if we have a wee bit of a 2 minutes or something we need to do change quick, and it's always so much easier if we have more people, and that's what Dad says too. Always got to help when you can.
Thanks for joining us, Ace. Good luck for what is going to be a very big week, a busy week. It's already started with that first fixture on Sunday, but 2 big fixtures against the Poole Pirates, home and away. It's a cup final as well, so an extra little bit of needle there, I think, isn't it? So the not the pressure as such, but the atmosphere, the expectation, and the whole feeling around the meeting is just a little extra special, isn't it? When there's silverware to be won that night.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a bit of silverware, then we're all fired up and ready to go, even if there's not. But silverware is what we all want to take home at the end of the day. So go there, big guns, and hopefully take some home.
Okay, well, safe journey, because obviously you're up there in the Scottish borders. It's a long way to Poole.
But, hopefully we don't break down this time.
Oh, tell us that story quickly before you go, because that was down at Poole last time, wasn't it? And the van conked out, where was it, around Lancaster or somewhere?
Lancaster Services.
So you're at Lancaster Services on the way to Poole, the van breaks down, and then it wasn't it Jamie Swales and Jay Mudgeway, and, well, tell us what happened. Anyway, they rescued you, and you were doing the bikes in the garage, weren't you?
Yeah, so we got, we were halfway down, and we got to Lancaster, and we seen the van was overheating and stuff. So it was like, we can't carry on now. The van stopped. So got on the phone, and Jade managed to get a hire van to us, and 2 hours, an hour and a half later, and I think it was already 2:00. We still had 5 hours to go. So had the bikes out, clutches in, sprockets on, everything ready to arrive at Heat 2. And it was a hectic little journey, that, and managed to even get there for track walk. So
well, not even that. You were there before half the team.
Well, we didn't expect that, and I even had all my gear ready. So just none of that this time, and hopefully it's a bit smoother.
Yeah, you're preparing for that bomber moment of sort of emerging out the back of the van and then straight onto the bike and into straight to the tapes. But as it turned out, you were there with time just to sort of sit and watch everybody else arrive. So
exactly. Dad even had time to change a tyre too.
There you go. No problem. Well, look, there you go. Hopefully it's a little steadier journey on the way down, and we'll see you there on Wednesday night. Return on Friday, and then the Under-19 Championship on Saturday, and then you're racing against Glasgow for Redcar on Sunday. So busy week ahead, but all the best and ride safe.
Yeah, all right, thank you very much.
Ace Pijper, who will be racing with the Redcar Bears on Wednesday against the Poole Pirates, and then back on Friday for the second leg of the Maxi-Cab Knockout Cup. Silverware to be won in the championship, and then individual silverware on Saturday, the Under-19 Championship Final, which is taking place at Workington. It's a 1 o'clock start, that one, and you'll be able to watch the Knockout Cup clash between the Poole Pirates and the Redcar Bears on BSN, and the Workington Comets live stream will be showing the Under-19 final as well, both of which will be commentated on by me. So see you there, folks. In the next part of No Breaks, No Fear, then, looking back at the CabDirect Championship playoff semi-finals and the finals now. We know that it will be the Glasgow Tigers and the Poole Pirates, and a bit of reaction from those semi-finals as those sides face each other yet again for major silverware. That's in the next part of No Breaks, No Fear.
No Breaks, No Fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
Well, turning our attention now to Championship Speedway, and the Poole Pirates have made it to another CabDirect Championship Grand Final after overcoming Redcar at the Echo Arena on Sunday. The defending champions travelled north with a narrow 6-point advantage, but they eased any nerves by doubling that margin in the opening 4 races of the second leg. Whilst the Bears briefly fought back to level things on the night, the Pirates' aggregate position wasn't really threatened, and they pulled away again to secure their progression when guest Adam Ellis won Heat 13. They won 48-42 on the night, 96-84 overall, with former Redcar rider Louis Kerr starring on 13 points from 5 rides, and 6 of their team won at least one race as well, including 16-year-old Will Cairns, who got himself 7 points. Bears stand-in Jake Allen top scored for the home side with 10+1. Well, let's get some reaction then, because it is an incredible record, actually. The Poole Pirates making their 14th Grand Final since they moved to Championship Speedway in 2021. It's a pretty impressive record. Let's hear then from the Poole Pirates team manager, Gary Havelock.
Yeah, it's not a bad record, is it? The lads are absolutely amazing tonight. We put a lot of importance in starting well, and we've only a 6-point lead. It was really important that we started well. Obviously, getting the 5-1 in Heat 2. That just took the pressure off, and to be honest, I wasn't pressured or under any stress at all night, and that's just a testament to how well the lads rode.
And it's a real team performance. Adam Ellis didn't have the best of starts, but got himself going and really put the key performances in. I think he actually sealed the deal in Heat 13, didn't he?
Yeah. Another thing I noticed that around about 5 o'clock or 5:15, they put a load of water on the track, and what that did is started the first few heats with greasy, and then it just brought a load of dirt up, and there was a really heavy dirt line on the outside, and apparently it's been running pretty slick here, so the change for them would have been massive, and I think that probably affected them a lot more than affected us.
And now it is the start of a big week anyway, because this is the semi-final. Nothing's won yet. You've now got to get to the bit where the silverware is on the line. That starts with the Maxi-Cab Knockout Cup this week, and once again it's Redcar. 0 again, but that's first leg down at Wimborne Road on Wednesday, and then back here in less than a week. But you'll know and be guarding against a wounded animal in Redcar.
Yeah, Redcar are a good team. You don't get to 3 semi-finals without being a good team, but unfortunately we're an exceptional team, and the boys when they all turn up, nobody can match us, and that's what it's all about, trying to get the lads to peak at the right time of the season. So far, touch wood, that's what we've done. So yeah,
plenty of speedway
really
still to be had here at
And it sets up a final in the CabDirect Championship with Glasgow. That's going to be on the 15th and then the 17th. So it's going to be home and away again. First leg at Poole, second leg at Glasgow. Again, you've had some good battles with Glasgow recently, and again another tough test.
Yeah, Glasgow, another really good team, and another really tough test.
They got off to a difficult start against
with Ritchie back, Ritchie's our talisman, and very rarely home or away that he doesn't get at least double figures, and to have him back and the rest of the boys performing how they are, anything's possible now.
Is there a bit of a sort of mixed sentiment here for you? You're back at your former stomping ground, of course. Well, it is your stomping ground. You live up here, you manage the team away, and obviously you've got special personal connection with this club. You as a rider, your dad and everything. Yeah. So it's sort of a funny one.
Yeah,
just sort of
in the past. Now I don't really have any. It actually seems when I come here that people try to go out of the way to be awkward and cause problems, which I'm not having that. Never did, never will. So it's the way it is.
So, final to come. We'll see you on Wednesday, but job done.
Thank you.
Yeah, frustrating one for the Redcar Bears. They certainly would have fancied a chance there, being 6 points down on their home track. But one thing and another, it didn't work out this time. But they do get to renew rivalries straight away. And Wednesday, attention turns to the Maxi Cab Knockout Cup Final. The first leg down at Poole, second leg back at Redcar. And Redcar know that they kept it tight over the Pirates the last time they were down there. But let's get some reaction after that CabDirect Championship playoff semi-final defeat from the Redcar boss, Gavin Parr.
We had a couple of decisions, but that's not me. I'm certainly never one who sort of blames referees or blames tracks or blames whatever. At the end of the day, we just weren't getting to the first bend first. Poole are what they are, aren't they? 4 out of 5 league titles, etc. So, yeah, just on the night we sadly weren't good enough. I'm not saying we're not good enough, it's just on the night we weren't.
And track conditions have been discussed quite a lot. Maybe it sort of was a little bit different for both sides from early on, but maybe slightly greasier conditions than maybe some were anticipating from hearing what other people are saying. Yeah,
I believe there's sort of probably a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit more water put down, but I think when we did the last track water, then I think because of the time of year and the rain that we had on Friday, it started coming up as well. It was already in the base and that was coming, so I think it made the first few heats like a little bit tricky. But you know what it is, it was the same for all 14 riders. And as I say, there wasn't much wrong with the track sort of getting to the first bend, and just unfortunately on the night, as I say, Poole had the gating gloves on.
There were some good performances for Redcar, and I think Jason Edwards perhaps being one of those examples of really getting a heat win or heat advantages at crucial moments that could have saved it for Redcar. Yeah,
Jason's been Jason all year. I've said this for years. He's a slow burner. His average has gone up every single year, sort of since I've had him, and it's keeping going up. So he might not be one of these like 9-point men within the first year, but every time his average goes up, he improves, and you can see him now. He's slotted in as a sort of third heat leader. As if he's never been away from the job. So yeah, Jason, Jake came in as a guest. I'd like to say thanks very much to Jake. He gave it every single thing he could. Jack Smith got better as the meeting went on. He had two good placings towards the end. All in all, as I say, Ian, I'm not a one to whinge and complain. We were beaten by the better side, and yeah, good luck to Poole.
On to Wednesday, and that is a cup final, of course, the Maxi Cab Knockout Cup Final against the Poole Pirates. So do it all again. But scores back to 0. Does this defeat and the feeling that you may be experiencing now sort of fire you up further to, with the scores all 0 again and a different competition on Wednesday to go again?
I hope so. One thing we haven't got in, we haven't got long to think about it. As I say, we're back in on Wednesday and then we're back here on Friday. So yeah, we dust ourselves down. We probably mope a little bit tonight. We have a few tears and a few tantrums, and maybe the odd stiff drink. But from tomorrow morning, we start again. We get the build-up correct. We go back to Poole on Wednesday, where we, as I say, we do well at Poole normally. It's just the buggers come here and do better. So yeah, let's give it another fight, and let's see what happens come next Friday.
Of course, you're going to have some team situations to solve. Have you had any thoughts yet on that? Because obviously Eric Riss will still be on the sidelines. Jody Scott's concussion sort of ban, if you like, he's going to be on the sidelines, he thinks, until the weekend, isn't he? So you've got a couple of holes to fill in the team.
I have, yeah. We've filled them for Wednesday, and I've filled one of them for Friday. I'm still contemplating on the other one. I'll probably fill that in the morning after I've not slept overnight and thought about it. But yeah, we should be okay for Wednesday and Friday. But then next Sunday, now that it's sort of BSN rather than the playoffs, I can't use the guests that I wanted because of the 8-day rule, which doesn't come in if it was playoffs, because 8-day rule doesn't count in playoffs. Like, you've got to be some type of genius to understand all these rules. And as I say, I was out running this morning and I thought, if this becomes BSN rather than playoffs, I'll not be able to use him, will I? And we had to clarify it with Neil Vatcher because honestly the rules are so crazy. So yeah, I'm looking for a guest for next Sunday here, but as in Wednesday and Friday for the Knockout Cup final, we're sorted.
So, Knockout Cup final, Wednesday and Friday, the Poole Pirates and the Redcar Bears at Poole for the first leg, at Redcar for the second leg. The Pirates, meanwhile, will face the Glasgow Tigers in the CabDirect Championship Grand Final. The dates for that are next Wednesday, the 15th of October for the first leg. The first leg will be at Poole, the second leg at Glasgow on the 17th of October for the CabDirect Championship Grand Final. Well, Glasgow are through to that after a sensational late turnaround against their fierce rivals, the Edinburgh Monarchs. The Tigers trailed by 8 points on aggregate with just 3 races remaining. In fact, at one point, midway through Heat 13, the Edinburgh Monarchs were pretty much there. But it was a late turnaround, and Kyle Howarth and Chris Harris making their way past Victor Palavara and Kai Thompson for a 5-1 in Heat 13, changed it around, and then Leon Flint and Max Perry collected a 4-2 in Heat 14 to cut the gap to 2 points. Harris and Howarth then sealed the comeback with maximum points over Thompson and Justin Sedgman in the decider for a 53-37 win on the night, and just 2 points overall. Doesn't get much closer. We can hear now from some of those riders that saved the day for the Glasgow Tigers. We'll hear from Max Perry and Chris Harris shortly. First of all, here's Leon Flint.
Yeah, they all said it was going to be an exciting one after Edinburgh, but probably a bit too much from what my heart could take. Yeah, just so happy, you know. I think this is the first final we've been in. Yeah, obviously a bit gutted that we missed out on I think it was the KO Cup final, but we all knew that this was going to be, the league was going to be the most important thing. But I mean, just look at the atmosphere. How could you not be absolutely buzzing? I said there's no drug that can top this high I'm on right now, but God knows what happens if we win the final.
Well, the celebrations are on, and that reason for that is obviously you've been under the cosh throughout. In the first leg, of course, it was a wet old evening at Edinburgh a couple of weeks ago. Different conditions tonight, but the only time you led was after Heat 15. That's the time to lead a meeting, I guess, but it was quite the comeback in that second half of the meeting.
It certainly was. I mean, the first meeting at Edinburgh was always going to be tough. Dan's just near enough maxed out at the Armadale and not having Village and Maxi Boy, but yeah, there's nothing really more just to say how proud we all are, how happy we all are. It's been a long season, and we finished top, and we would have hated to go out at this point of the playoffs. So yeah, probably a few more weeks now until the final's sorted, but we'll be ready.
And so close was it? I mean, at one point, I think midway through Heat 13, Edinburgh were there. You know, it was all done and dusted. But then that was turned into a 5-1 Heat advantage with Max Perry. We just spoke to Max Perry, and you know his contribution has all added up, especially with Villads taking that big knock in the opening heat.
Exactly. You know, for majority of the season, it's been tough towards the late side of the meeting. Heat 12, Dan has to go out and win Heat 12, 13, Bomber and Kyle have to go and get at least a 5-1, and 14 have to go and win 14, and then 15 we need to try and get a 5-1, and that's what it's been like for the majority of the season. But yeah, in these stages, it was a bit too much to handle.
But fantastic atmosphere, as people can hear now, and as you say, it's going to go up a notch for the grand final.
Most definitely. I don't really have much more to say, just absolutely buzzing, and we can't wait for it.
Yeah, well, that's going to be coming very soon indeed. That will be a couple of big Speedway meetings. The Poole Pirates and the Glasgow Tigers, we now know, will be contesting that final. Another rider who made a key contribution, certainly not to be overlooked, and he had a fantastic night and one of his best scores in a long time. Max Perry was there when the Glasgow Tigers needed it. There was no room for error, and he and Leon Flint combined to see it through to a last heat decider. And here is a very happy Max Perry.
Last 2 meetings I've scored barely anything in. It's been real tough. My mind's been all over the place, but to come in and get that first win in my first seat and then to score points after that, it's just amazing really. I can't believe I even scored that many points, but yeah, it was a really good feeling.
And a few points here and there though turned what would have been a 3-3 into a heat advantage and, proved to be a match winner.
Yeah, it definitely did. I tried my absolute heart out to help the team out, and it obviously proved.
And so how do you feel now? Must feel pretty happy, eh?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I can't even speak really. It's so good to be in that grand final.
And what a crowd as well. It's been a real good atmosphere from everybody that's turned out. Fans of both teams have made it as well.
Yeah, the fans have been awesome. They've been so good tonight. But it's really pushed the team and just feels really good.
Well done, Max. Great performance.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, fantastic performance from Max Perry, but when it comes to the playoffs, Bomber is always involved somewhere, isn't he? And it is for the Glasgow Tigers. Cometh the hour, cometh the Bomber Harris, and they needed him in the last heat. They needed a 5-1 from Kyle Howarth and Chris Harris. The Glasgow Tigers hadn't led the tie at all in either leg until it came into heat 15. They bagged the 5-1 and they led after 30 heats. The only time they were in front in the whole tie. And a big moment. Here is Chris Harris.
Yeah, if you're going to lead it, it's the last one to do. But I don't like these last heat deciders, but touch wood, me and Kyle seem to pull out the bag every time. So, fair play to Edinburgh, though. They pushed, and at one stage I thought they was going to do it. But, yeah, we managed to get it over the line just at the end.
Well, one stage they were there. I think it was heat 13. If it had gone a different way, that was it all wrapped up. But managed to get the job done and... another final, and was that 3 finals in 5 years, I think, now for the Glasgow Tigers it'll be.
Yeah, so it's we deserve to be in it. Obviously, we've been top, and after that first leg though at Edinburgh, I thought it was just going to be over, but we had the belief, and we managed to just keep it going all night. Obviously, we had a few injury problems, and I had a clutch problem after heat 13, so it was all happening in the pits our side. But we sort of tried to keep calm as best we can, and we done that in the end.
The injury to Villas-Nagel, obviously a lot made of having him back in the side, and you had the full-strength side, and then immediately in heat number 1, you haven't got a full-strength side anymore because clearly he was injured and battling through the pain barrier.
Yeah, he's still carrying injuries. Hopefully now he can, I don't know what meetings he's got left abroad, but hopefully he can have a bit of a rest up and get himself fully fit for that final, because whoever it is against either Poole or Redcar, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and great atmosphere here as well. I mean, the fans of both teams made the atmosphere, but terrific atmosphere tonight.
It is. It's always great here, but the fans tonight got behind us, and they got us across the line. They lifted us, and you can see how much it meant to them.
Fantastic. Well done. Another cup final to come then.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, Chris Harris has got his eye on that. Also, Glasgow could be through to another cup final as well. If it's not them, it's going to be Redcar. The BSN Series semi-final is going to be resolved on Sunday between the Redcar Bears and the Glasgow Tigers. So that's a very close one as well going into that. So let's have a look at the fixtures. Wednesday, October 8th is the next British Speedway action. Poole Pirates versus the Redcar Bears in the Maxi-Cab KO Cup final first leg. We've got action in the National Development League as well. The Steelers versus the Leicester Lion Cubs. And then on Thursday, ROWE Motor Oil Premiership Grand Final second leg. Ipswich Witches versus the Leicester Lions. Just 4 points in it. That's at Vauxhall on Thursday night. Then looking ahead to Friday, we will have some silverware presented in the Championship as well. The Redcar Bears and the Poole Pirates, the second leg of the Knockout Cup final. Then Saturday at Workington. There's quite a lot of action actually at Workington. It's the British Under-19 Championships, as we heard earlier. Ace Pijper is in that, along with the likes of Will Cairns and Cooper Rushen and all the upcoming youngsters. That's Saturday, starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so note that time, 1 o'clock for the British Under-19 Championships. It'll be followed by the British Youth Championships at the 125 and 250 cc level, so there's even more speedway there if you go along. I think it's about £17 to get in, but yeah, you're going to be absolutely wall-to-wall speedway through the afternoon on Saturday at Workington. You will get your money's worth. Then on Sunday, National Speedway Stadium, Bellevue Colts versus the Steelers. It's a 12 o'clock start in the Development League, and we've also got action after that between the Colts and the Edinburgh Academy as well, so a double bill there. And then BSN Series semi-final second leg between the Redcar Bears and the Glasgow Tigers, a 6 o'clock start at the Echo Arena. And then we're into the grand final in the Championship. It is the Poole Pirates versus the Glasgow Tigers on Wednesday, October 15th, with the return back at Ashfield in Glasgow. Glasgow Tigers versus Poole for the second leg of that the following Friday. So that's the plan as far as we know for now. Of course, we've got the BSN Series final to be added in as well. We'll know more about that in the coming days. And you'll be able to catch all that action, of course, on BSN from the CabDirect Championship. And for the Premiership playoff, don't forget, it's on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus on Thursday. Thanks for joining us. We're back with another episode. The plan is later this week, after everything's been decided in the Premiership, we'll have a winners special for you, but there might also be a winners special including the what happens between the Poole Pirates and the Redcar Bears in the Championship as well. Lots to come in the coming days. We'll keep you up to date. In the meantime, all the latest news on British Speedway on the official website, britishspeedway.co.uk. We'll catch you on the next episode.
No brakes, no fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.